Hi guys, welcome to this lecture on how to use Logic Pro 10. In this section I'm going to show you how to create a kick and how to use a kick in a song. So first thing we need to do is create our kick. So you can either grab a kick from Splice. Splice is probably the best site to go and get your sounds. So if we type in kick in Splice, that's a kick over here. So all you need to do is just drag it into a channel, which is over here. And if you want to just move this channel over, move the kick over, all you need to do is put into every single bar to create a loop. Also, you can create a folder in Logic Pro 10 for your kicks. So for example, if I want to create a folder to Logic Pro 10 of different kicks, all I would do is go to new folder and go to create a folder called drums, where I can put all my drum sounds in there and my snares and my hi-hats. I already have one already, but let's call it drums 2. Drums 2. So drums 2 folder is empty, and all we need to do is just add some drums inside. So if we go and click on some drums, you can add that one in here. You can drag that in here. You can just drag that like that. So if we minimize this, so this is your folder here where you can save all your drum sounds and drag that into your Logic Pro 10 here. So if, for example, if you're going to a studio and you want to have this on your hard drive, all you need to do is create a drum folder and put that into your hard drive and use your own drum sounds. So I've already created my drum sounds, which all you need to do is go in here and choose your drums, which the folder that you created on desktop. So I've already created my own drum, which is here. Import. So when it says import, that means you want to import the tempo. So the tempo of this drum kick loop is 122, and over here is 122. So you can see the transients over here. So at the moment there's nothing which is in here. The first drum starts from here. So what we need to do, we need to cut that on so we can put it onto the first bar. So cut it here, delete that. Now we need to drag that drum loop over. And I always like to create a loop, like a 4-bar loop. And then let's press play. So this kick is your low kick. And when I'm always making drums, I always like to have 2 kicks. So I always have one for your lows and one for your highs. So, and also for another example, I like to use audio when I'm doing drums. I just like to drag the audio in and just slice the drum sounds that I want. I find that the most easiest way, but people also like to use MIDI to create their own drum packs in the samplers. So if you want to create your own sampler, all you need to do is go to the plus sign, go create, and choose EX24, which is your drum sampler. If you go to stereo, and you go to edit. Right. So now this is your sampler, which is over here. So what you want to do, you want to drag a sound, which is all you need to do is drag it into here, and you have to put it onto the keyboard here. If I press any of these notes, there's no sound which is going to come out because there's no sound which you're putting in. So if we go to Splice or your desktop, wherever your drum sounds are, you can just drag it into here. So if we click on a drum, let's try one of these. So if we click this drum over here, now we've put our drum sound in, it's going to create a long bar like this. So what we want to do is go to C1. We want it to start from C1. So all you need to do is click on C1. Now we've got MIDI. So that's what some people like to do. Some people like to play it with the MIDI, and some people like to use the audio. And if you want to add some more drum sounds, all you need to do is make this smaller and drag another sound in. So let's drag a clap in. If we drag that clap in, all we need to do is move this to the smallest point. So if we move that over there to the left, and we drag that to say C2. You just drag it over and you press C2, which is here, because C2 is there. Press C2. So we always make sure that the pitch is ticked and the one shot is off, because if we don't click the one shot, if you leave it on, it's going to delay the time of playing your drums. So you can, once you got your drum kit which you like your hi-hats and your drums and your collapse, which you created your kick, all you need to do is click on this button here and go to save, and save it as drums, or whatever name you want to call it. So, and then all you need to do is press save. So we've really dragged this drum in, which is the drum loop, which is 4 bars. So if we want to drag that another 4 more bars, all you need to do is just press Alt and drag that over. So let's drag a high drum. So if we drag a drum in here, and if you want to press solo, so solo is to solo each channel. So if I press solo for this first channel, you're not going to hear any other channels. If I press solo on this channel here, vice versa. So if we just leave the solo on here so we can hear this drum. And let's drag that drum onto each bar, because I do like that drum sound. So all we're doing to drag it is press Alt and just press drag. We're just dragging it into each bar, because on house music, every drum is on each bar. So let's have a listen. That's quite a thick drum. So if we take off that solo and just hear both drums together. We know that's going to make a difference because we're adding 2 drums together. And when we create the drums, I always like to add a compressor onto the drum to make it just a bit more thick, and also with the compressor it helps to keep the threshold and the volume, so it doesn't lose its volume when it's playing all instruments together. So with the the compressor, all we need to do is just solo this drum and have a listen. Bring the threshold down to 30. Bring the attack down to 1.4. Yeah. So let's play them both together. That's it, swell. So this is how to create your drums. We've added a compressor onto the drum. With this drum here, the low kick, we don't need to add a compressor on that low kick because it's quite low in the mix. But with the high drum, it's quite punchy. And with the bass and the drum, you need to put a compressor onto the bass, and you also need to put a compressor onto the drum so it doesn't clash when it's in the mix.